Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today on YOUCANIC we have a 2016 Dodge Journey, and on this Dodge Journey we're going to go over how the process would be to replace your door lock actuator. So this is the door panel. We're going to remove a screw that's in here. That's a P2, and then this outer cover here. The handle itself stays attached, and we're going to pull out your master window switch, which we're going to pull this out and disconnect the two electric cables here, and then there is one bolt here, and then we move our way around pulling all the push pins out, and then there will be one electric cable on the back side that we unhook, and then that way we can remove this door panel. T30 bolt removed, and now we'll work our way around by popping the push pins. So a lot of times right around here is a spot to go in on other vehicles, not so much this one. So you just got to work your tool between the door and the plastic panel, and then just kind of pry. And now just work it up and be able to work it out. And remember, there is one electric cable on the back side that you will squeeze together. Now we have this access panel that we need to push this tab down and fold it down, and this way we can get access to the clip that holds this window in. And the other side, we need to remove this speaker and the there's a cable that connects it, and so we'll remove this speaker, which is 4 screws, to be able to have access on that side. So we're going to have to raise the window up to here to be able to push the tab to unlock this window. You're going to need a helper to hold that window up for you, and then we're going to have to drop it down to be able to undo this tab on this side. And so you're going to want to take your master switch off of the door panel and just reattach it and have your car on in the accessories position to be able to raise and lower the window. Finishing taking out this speaker, there's 4 bolts that go around. They are a size T20. So remove that, and then there is one electrical clip here that we just press and pull out, and we set that aside. And now, with the accessories on, I'm going to raise the window where we get access to the clip that we need to push back and pull up on that window to be able to get it to come undone. So you're going to see this white clip, so the white plastic in here. You want to be able to get something back and behind it and pull that clip, and then have your helper kind of rocking and pull it up, and see now we've got that free on the top. And now we are going to drop it down to gain access to the other side. Okay, so on this side, whether you can either get back there or right through this top hole, you can take your screwdriver and press it through and push that clip back, and then your helper can pull the window out. And so now the window has been released from the lock, and then you're going to be able to pull it out, tip it to the side, and that way you get it out, tip it to the front side, and that way you get the window to come free from the channel that holds the window. And so we're going to need to remove the exterior door handle, remove the door lock actuator screws and bolts that hold that, and all these other bolts in here to get all of that to come undone as a full one unit. And then once you get that out, then you can access to replace the window regulator itself as well as the motor. The motor you would have to take off and remove that. You can either replace the motor if you know it's just the motor that has gone bad, and you've checked it and it's just that the power isn't going through the motor's not working, you can replace that without removing the whole thing. You can do that right here, have your window all the way down so it doesn't drop when you disconnect this. If you're replacing the window regulator and or motor both together, you will need to remove this as well as the regulator from the other side, the bolts on the other side, to be able to push this back in to remove it. And I will show you how that's done. But to get to that process, we will be stripping all types of things out of here, as well as taking the bolts to hold the door lock actuator in and the exterior door handle. So we'll start with the door handle portion, because we're going to have to do some reaching through here to unhook a few things to be able to get the handle to come off, and also unclip an electrical connector that's up inside here. To start with, we have this little cover panel here that we want to pull back, and that is going to have a T25 in there. T25 Torx, so we need to remove from in here, or loosen, we don't need to remove. So that way we can pull this, the door lock cylinder out, and remove that, so that we can remove the handle on the exterior part of this. Okay, so it's loosened now, and now we can be able to pull on this as well as pull the handle open, and that way we remove the door lock cylinder. Now, with that removed, we should be able to pull the handle out. We'll have this rubber grommet, pull the handle out, pull it backward, and we'll get this to come unlocked. So up and in here is an electrical connector that you're going to need to unhook to get that handle to come out. You squeeze the connector and just pull it back, and that is that electrical connection. Now with that undone, now you can work this out and feed it out the other side, and that is how you'll remove the exterior handle off of this vehicle. Now with that exterior handle removed, we'll want to undo this bolt here, which is going to be a T30. We don't actually need to remove it completely, we just move it enough, because when we undo the bolts on here, this is going to slide forward to be able to pop out. This has just a channel to slide in and out. Okay, so we've done that. So now we come on the back side here, we have one more T30 right here. It holds a portion of the handle that we're going to remove. And then we have these three bolts here that are part of the door lock actuator that we're going to remove those also. Now you'll see that if you can press on that a little bit, and it has some movement, but the reason it won't move any further is because the way it's connected to this. So we've got 6 number 10 bolts to remove on this side, as well as we'll remove the bolt for this handle, for your interior handle, and then we will proceed to that point, and we'll have to undo some of these electric connectors, so that when we get into the back here, we can undo the electric to be able to get this whole panel undone. Okay, so we have all of that undone. We're just going to pull this electric connector out, as well as this this clip that holds the handle. That's just to give it some more space. We want to undo this electric connector and just run it all out. Then we have this. You're going to push the tab and remove that. You would have also removed the speaker, and the speaker has been removed so that we could remove the glass out. And then we have a clip here that you're going to pry up. To remove, as well as this clip that goes up to the electric mirror. And that way we have all of that electric undone. It gives us some more ease of access. And now there are 4 little green tabs on this, and these are a T7, I thought, that you just need to turn the quarter turn to the right to loosen them. Once you've loosened those, you should be able to pull this out, and we're going to pull it that way. And we're able to pull the whole unit free. And this is the door lock actuator unit. It's all attached to it. So we're just going to let that sit there. We have enough space. So we have this electric that runs. This is the electric that connects to the interior of the door handle. We're just going to unwind and unroute this. It's just looped around through all this. And then we come to this side to unloop it, keep working it out, and then we get to here where we're going to undo this electric connector, which has got a safety lock on it. So you need to press the little gray clip back, and now you'll be able to squeeze down and undo that connector. And then with that undone, you'll be able to remove all that electric, and now you have free access to remove this inner door panel. So to start with, we've got this little yellow clip here that you just want to twist up, and this is for when you open with your key. This is what turns to unlock the door. So if you just twist that tab up, and then you'll be able to just pull that little middle pin out. Now you'll have a little tab right back here that you can pull, and then this portion of the unit will be able to be separated. You can also sit that in, and then you'll see we've got all these black tabs all the way around, and we're going to push them and pull the unit away as we work our way around. Okay, so we've got that undone. You can flip it around, and we have the cable that goes for the handle that you just pop out, and now we can and so what you need to do is you need to pull it up as a 90 to be able to get that to come out. We do the same on this one, and see how it's got that attachment. It goes in like that, and then you lock it in. And so we do that on that one, and you'll do the same on this and get those all to pull out. So this is the door lock actuator. You have the electrics that go in here, and the reason you would be replacing it is because, say, when you lock the door or try to lock the door and it doesn't lock, it could be that the components have gone bad inside of here. But that's how you would undo it from the vehicle after you've taken this whole inner panel off. And then when you've got a new one or a good used one, you go basically through the reverse order to reinstall. So we're going to start with putting this is the lock handle from the inside of the car. So when you push it down or pull it up, that's how you lock and unlock the vehicle. And then this one is the one for the lock cylinder, or the exterior handle. So you just got to work it in there and be able to get it to fold down. Snap that into place. And then the last cable we need to hook up, and this is the one that comes from the interior door handle to unlock or open the car. So you're going to do the same. Got to get down in there and then be able to pull it back and lock it into that tab. Okay, now we'll flip it over, make sure that we install the handle, or the little push rod back up through the hole there. Line this up and snap all the clips on to snap that unit back into place. And once we've got that unit back into place, we can also take this and flip it over, and we're going to slide it down this big top channel here until it locks into place. And now we're going to push this in, and then we take this lock, we twist it up, and it locks on the cable and snaps in there, and then that connects all of the components that we need. And now, with that all done, and putting your new door lock actuator in, you'll be able to reinstall this whole unit inside the vehicle. So to start with, we need to hook the electric back up through here, and it'll be easier to just do it right here, because you got to wire this through the hole, right? And it may need to move a little bit closer here, but we have this electric line that runs up all the way around to be able to hook in for your exterior door handle. So we want to just make sure we have the space for that. That it has enough movement in there. So we're going to connect this electric connector on the top here first, and then that way that gives us the setting of how much this cable needs to be, and then that way we run that up here, and it's a lot of looping it through all of these little wire holder tabs. A lot of one side, other side. So we've got it up and around there. All snug in through this back panel, there's a channel that is going to sit in right here. So there's a channel that it sits in back here, so that it's not going to rub up against on that and cause it to have premature wear. So then we continue to keep wiring this all through, and on the bottom side here, and then that way that's all wired back up and ready to go. And now we will install it on into the door. So we're going to want to pick up this whole panel, and we have it in here. The actual door lock actuator portion in first, and to be able to run that all behind everything. We've got it all lined up in there, just sitting into place for the moment. A few fine adjustments, but we're going to just turn this one lock a little bit to hold that side up. Now this lock got turned a little bit while we were in the process. We can turn it to unlock, and then now we lock it up. Just make sure that everything is installed there, and now press this back on this side, and the same thing, we can lock this. That's a quarter turn to the left. And we've turned that quarter turn back to the left, and now you can work by reconnecting all this electric here, or pushing it into all the clips. all the clips. We have to push that pin in there. This one is for your speaker. Has just a little channel here that runs in. When you put the speaker on, it holds it in there. This goes to the door, or the switch. This one for your airbag sensor. Run that through the clip there, up over this tab. Same thing with this one, over the top, under the clip. And then connect your connection there for your window regulator. And then, see, we can loop this up around that, through that clip in there. And then right back here, there are two clips that hold the electric line so that it doesn't interfere with anything while it's inside there. And now we've got the 6 bolts that need to be put back in to hold this panel on. And they are size 10. Okay, so we've got those all in. Now you can reinstall your speaker, and you'll want to reinstall this. And this just bolts on up here. And then you'll have this that you bring down, and you're able to lock onto that yellow clip to hold everything into place. And then, like I said, we'll reinstall our speaker here, putting the electric connector on the bottom, snap it in, put our 4 T25 screws in here to hold it on. Our 4 T20s, I said 25, they're T20s that hold the speaker on. There you go. So the speaker's on with the 4 T25s, or the 4 T20s has been installed. Now we have this rubber grommet on this side, right here. We'll want to move up. That was on, and lock that back up into place. This is on the component for locking the door handle manually. And also, we're going to need to put the 3/4 screws in for the door lock actuator, and get the exterior door handle to be installed. So why we have access to the exterior, or we'll get this door handle inside, why we still have a little bit of movement. Okay. There's a washer here to get on the outside. Slide this to the back, make sure that that tab is there. And now we will tighten this with the T30. And then we can go ahead and put the T30 that goes here and the other 3 that hold that door lock actuator in. Okay, so we've got the door lock actuator attached and in. We're now ready where we can install the exterior door handle, where you're going to slide this through the hole here. And we've got this electric that hangs down a little bit, so we just want to make sure that we don't pinch the wire off there. And then we'll make sure we get that the connector up in the back here. So We have an electric connector up in the back here that we got to reach up. And we'll line up our handle by pulling it like we were going to open it. Alright, able to get that connection done. And now you'll just take this handle, pull it to the back. Oh, let's put this little rubber insulator on first. So to get this to fully lock in place, you've got to reach up in here and you've got to manually move the latch. You're able to get that to latch in by pressing this little tab that opens and closes it. And now you'll be able to put the door lock cylinder back in. Pull the handle out a little bit to be able to get it to be installed. And then you'll take your T20 and be able to tighten that up. Once you've got that all done, then you'd want to snap this cover back and cover that back up. We're just going to pop this weather stripping out, and that way we can get the window to go down in there easier and to get it lined up where it'll go onto the clips that hold this on. This window doesn't hold, it's held on by a plastic clip that clamps around it, and it has a little hole in the glass that slides in there. And so we have this access panel open so that we can see it go in that side. We also have the speaker removed on this side to be able to see it go in there. And we may need to move the window up and down by attaching the master window switch. Everything is good. Install our door panel, and we have this electric that's going to connect on here, as well as these two that we can run up here to be able to connect to our master switch. So we just want to make sure that we hook this one up, that hooked, then we can run these through here so that we can get them when we put the master switch back on. And then we're going to raise the door. And so you raise the door and know that we have our door lock. And we want to make sure that that comes through. And then you had to move the handle a little bit. It was off a teeny bit. We just had to move it up and down to get, there's a clip that goes in there. And now we'll just work our way around, snapping all of the push pin clips. We got one T27 bolt that goes right in here. And then we've got this cover piece to put on it. We just set that into place. We'll go ahead and install this cover, pulling our handle, and then being able to snap this cover into place. Going to have one Phillips head to tighten up in here. Connect that up, both the cables, and then you just snap this back in there. And last thing, we have this cover plate to put on the top here and snap that into place. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you